So you worked with Kevin so many times, throughout the years, and to the fans, he's the definitive version of Batman. He is the Batman.
Yeah.
So what approach did you have when you first started and you had to bring in a younger Batman? What did you do to make it, feel natural and not have Kevin overshadow the person?
I mean, at that time, I would have been just a storyboard artist director. But what I know is that Andrea worked with Kevin on making his voice sound older.
Okay.
They figured out a way to make it sound real, but not cartoony. There's a stereotypical way to sound old, and they didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
And with Terry, I think they cast Will. It was perfect casting. The story I heard was that Bruce Timm's wife liked the show Will was on.
Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World. Will was on it, and she's literally told Bruce, you should put him on something.
Yeah.
And that's how we got our Terry. And so I think it was just a perfect casting. All credit goes to Andrea for knowing who to pick and how to direct them.
Yeah.
And she's so good with actors, one-on-one, personally finding what do they need to find the character. And she helps guide them toward it and nudges them this way or that way. And so, we had good people working on the show, and with, having BTAS and Superman, the anime series, under their belt, we had very little time to pull together Batman Beyond. Literally a month or two of development, and we were recording.
Yeah.
So luckily they knew their stuff, and they didn't make any missteps. There was no time to make any missteps.
Yeah. That's awesome. And so what's next for you, and also maybe potentially Batman, Kevin Conroy's Batman, and also Will Friedel's Batman Beyond? Is there anything we can expect, maybe?
No, the idea of doing more Batman Beyond has come up periodically, sometimes as a movie, maybe a DTV, and for whatever reason, other factors kind of keep it from happening. But I think I think it'll happen. I don't know when.
Okay.
And I don't know who will be involved, but there's definitely a property that's alive and well, and people, with each year, the fans get more and more, they have more and more power to bring it back. So.
Yeah, I'm about to start going on Twitter, and just, I'll tag you a bunch of times.
Well, the best thing they can do is buy this DTV.
Oh yeah.
Or Blu-ray.
Blu-ray, yes, the remastered looks amazing.
Yeah, digital 1015, Blu-ray 1029. I have to say that. So.
Awesome. Thanks so much, James. Appreciate it. So, Andrea, you've been a casting director for so many years. You brought in some of the most iconic characters. Thank you for that, by the way.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to know, what was your approach to bring in all these characters together and getting the right people?
I always kept a list of actors that I wanted to work with next to a list of people I had auditioned or considered for other roles that for whatever reason didn't work out, but they were good.
Yeah.
They just didn't work out for that. So I had a large list of people to choose from.
Oh, your nice little Rolodex.
Exactly, because there were Rolodexes then. And also agents, once they found out how much actors were enjoying working on Batman the Animated Series, their clients would come to them and say, I want to do one of those projects, please. My kids can't watch the on-camera series that I'm doing because it's CSI and there's blood and guts and I don't want them to see it. But Batman, we almost never had blood. There was violence, but it was cartoon violence.
Yes.
And so they would also call me with lists of people they wanted me to keep in mind. So basically, it was like a mix and match game where I would say, okay, I've got this character. Whenever I could get a character design and see what the character looked like, that made it easier because I could look at, okay, whose voice sounds like maybe the actor didn't look like that at all, but their voice sounded like the character looked. And so I was able to bring in some lovely people who had wanted to work on this and cast people who would typically be been working as good guys, only good guys on camera series, but they always wanted to play a villain. So I'd bring them in to play some bad guy. We would have a blast because animation voice acting is a little bit broader than certainly on camera acting, and it's more akin to stage acting. Projecting a little bit more, a little bit bigger, a little bit broader for the room.
Yes.
And so actors who were typically working very small got the chance to work much larger for animation. They love that freedom.
That's
so a lot of
awesome.
people came into play.
That's amazing. And can you remember any of your little favorite moments, with Kevin and Will? Like that there was a scene that just, they had to keep on working at because either they couldn't
what
do
would
it.
happen is they would start giggling. One would say something that was hilariously funny, and then they'd try to do the line the right way, and they couldn't because they'd remember how silly it was. And so my job would be to stop laughing myself, then get them to stop laughing and get a proper take. But I loved working them together, to have their energies and them responding to each other. It's where you get those lovely comic moments of, let me mess around with him a little bit. Bruce Wayne is thinking, let me mess around with Terry. He's getting a little too big for his britches. And then he would sort of pull him back a bit, and that was always
like you just said before, you made your own family. And
it was a
you just
family.
put it together.
Exactly.
So what does it feel to have this accomplishment under your belt now?
I'm
20
so
years.
proud. I can't believe it's 20 years, first of all.
I know.
But what I love is, I don't think this series got a lot of attention over the last couple of years, and now that it's an anniversary, people are really coming forward and talking about how much they liked it, which is great because I always loved it. I thought it was a great series. It had a different look to it.
Exactly.
We used different actors. The music was very different. Everything about it was different and new and wonderful, and I'm glad that people are still embracing it.
Yeah, like I always love the idea of eventually Bruce Wayne had to get old.
Right.
So what happens?
Right, exactly.
And you gave it to us.
And he didn't have to go away.
Yep.
He just does what he does from the Batcave. Perfect.
Thank you so much,
My
Andrea.
pleasure,
I really
Terry.
appreciate it.
My pleasure. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Thank you.
Oh. So everybody, I'm with Alan Burnett.
Hello.
Producer. So you nearly produce some of the most amazing animated movies in the DC universe so far and all that. What was your actual approach to make these amazing movies, and shows in general, and specifically Batman Beyond? What made it so special for everyone to make it 20 years and on, like a fan favorite?
Well, Batman, we were told to make a young Batman show. And that's how it started, and we were told just to stop what we were doing and just start on this young Batman show. So it was a show that was organically really put together. And so I'm not sure I'm answering your question, but
No worries.
At first we were going to do a young Bruce Wayne show, but there was no heat for that. But when we thought about taking Batman into the future as an old man and partnering him up with this feisty kid, this old curmudgeon and this feisty kid, the show started to have heat for us. So, and that's how it. And it worked. It was a good foundation. Yeah. And it gave us 52 episodes, which I'm proud of.
No, totally. I like your answer, regardless of how my question came out, by the way. Also, one of the big things that I always brought up in our thing, you made the epilogue episode for Justice League when it came out so long ago. Is that your definitive ending?
No, that's not mine. That's Bruce Timm's ending.
Okay. But do you want that to be the ending for...
No. I don't accept that. He knows that. But to me, Batman is the most democratic of all the superheroes because he's not based on DNA or heir to the throne or anything like that. He is based on willpower. If you got the willpower, you can become Batman. And anybody can become Batman.
Anybody could be behind the mask and everything.
Right.
You made that. So, last question. What was one of your favorite things from the series that brought out so many things? Now that he has the comics, he has all that, everything going for him. What was one of your favorite things that, I guess, was birthed from your creation?
Well, I like the comic book. I thought was fun.
Yeah.
And so I like that, and the idea that we're still talking about him, and he's really become a part of the animation legacy, and I guess in the comic books too. So the fact that we're still talking to him we're talking about him.
Yep, we are.
He's there. Thin air. It's been great.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Appreciate it. We thank you for helping to make this and everything and getting it made. One of my favorite series ever made.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Alan. We appreciate it.
I must be dreaming.
So, Lauren, first question: what was it that lured you to playing Dana Tan in the Batman Beyond universe?
Well, it wasn't so very hard to lure me. I mean, I was really excited to go and try my luck and see, because I knew that it was written for an Asian gal, and then also, I would be up against all Asian girls.
Okay.
And so I'm like, well, let's see. I mean, there's only so much you can do. Here's my take on it. And then Alan was saying that Bruce was just like, oh, when he heard it, he's like, that's it. And so I felt very lucky that it just happened to hook up with, his what he was hearing in his imagination. So that was just, you can't control something like that.
It just felt natural and all, and luck. Like you say luck, but we're lucky.
Well, I mean,
here.
you can't suck, but at the same time, there's nothing you can really do about the quality of your voice.
Of course. So one of the biggest themes when it comes to the Bat family themselves is that they always have to fight this darkness inside of them that tends to always like borderline them to, okay, am I doing the good work or am I about to just turn into another villain? But when it comes to Terry, he has Dana to be his light.
Yes.
What qualities does Dana have that keeps Terry on the good end than what it is on the bad?
I think she taps into the good side of himself. Like when he sees her, he can see the goodness in himself. It's like, we're always kind of looking for the right mirror for someone to reflect back to us what we wish we could see.
Yeah.
And so, because I think all of us have that lightness and the darkness, and it's just a matter of choosing the good day after day, because everybody is everything.
Yeah.
So Dana, she certainly has a dark side too. She just doesn't tap into it.
Oh yeah, it's like that episode that she beat up the rat catcher and all
That's
that kind
right.
of stuff.
I love that episode.
It was a great one. It messed up her nice white dress, but besides that, it happened.
Be badass too.
Exactly. So it was great to see that she had potential to be a heroine and all that kind of good stuff.
Well, I love that too, just because I wouldn't want a woman to ever feel like they were just like an add-on.
Addition. Yeah, exactly.
To another person's life, because we all come in with something we're supposed to do.
Yeah, and then to segue into to my last question with that, where would you like to see Dana go to if, and probably when, honestly, if the Batman Beyond universe resurfaces later on?
I would like to see her, her character explored in a way of what gifts that she can bring to the universe. So that it's empowering for women and empowering for women of color especially. I think that would be so exciting.
Yeah,
and
totally.
maybe she discovers something she never knew she could do.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Even though I'm pretty sure we could find her a bat suit, and
it's
a nice little addition.
The way they drew her.
Exactly. Oh my God, Lauren, thank you so much.
You.
I really
It was
appreciate
nice to
it.
meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Come in, Bruce. What a pleasant surprise. How have you been holding up? With a cane. Very clever. I must say, it's so nice to see you taking an interest after all these years. We're lucky to have you as a resource. You should come by more often. I'll set you up with the finest office in the building. Just not this one. I'd prefer you not touch that.
In case you're worried, I didn't come here to set up shop again.
Why, Bruce, you've misread me. I don't worry.
I just came to say this. Keep your hands off Fox.
Hey guys, this is Ed from the Nerdy Basement. I'm over here with the amazing Kevin Conroy.
Hey.
Kevin, you are known as, well, to me and many others, and everything, the definitive version of Batman.
Oh, thank you.
You are
Thank you so
Batman,
much. Thank
okay?
you.
But
look, I feel very lucky to have done it as long as I
oh
have.
my God, we're lucky to have you.
Thank you.
All right, I'm telling you right now. What made it so iconic for you to not only play young Bruce Wayne, but also the older Bruce Wayne? And
Well, that's what was
keep
fun
that
about
going?
this show, Batman Beyond, for me, because I had done Bruce Wayne, young Batman, from 92 to 99.
Yes.
So it was 7 years. And then when they told me they were going to do a new show, I thought, wow, I'm going to have to figure out what to explore new with this character. I've been doing it for 7 years. And then they said, oh, but he's 80 and you're not the hero anymore. You're not the Batman. You are old Bruce Wayne. So the fact that I love the first episode when he grabs a gun and he's about to use a gun and he realizes he's past his prime. If he's going to rely on a gun, then he can't be the moral champion that he thinks he is, that he knows he is.
Yes.
So he has to stop. That was such a moment to play. I loved that. And then from there, it gave me so much more to play in the character of his facing his mortality. It's that point where someone has all the passions that they had from their life, but the body just won't do anymore what you want it to do.
Yes.
And you have to adjust. Everyone gets to that point eventually. Thank God I haven't gotten there yet.
No, you're still good.
I'm still there. But eventually, so that was a whole new color to play. And that's been the wonderful thing about playing this character for 27 years, is that there's always been another color to play. He's so complicated.
So, going off of that, did you take a lot of what you did for this for this old man Bruce Wayne to use on your debut on the Arrowverse?
Yes and no.
Oh, okay.
And you'll see when you see it. I don't want to give anything away. Yes, the kernel of old Bruce in Crisis is the same man.
Yes.
But what life has done to him is different. So he's transformed.
Oh, wow. And you're going to be the first actual visual representation of Bruce Wayne on the Arrowverse. So that's huge. I actually just started thinking about it. I was like, wait, we've only got name drop for Bruce Wayne. And I think it's poetic and amazing that you're going to be able to be the first person
really
to
excited
actually
about
be Bruce Wayne
really
over there. So how...
And I warned the producers when they asked me to do it. I said, you do know I don't look like I'm 80, right? I'm an old man, but I don't look like an old man. They said, no, we know what you look like.
That's amazing. One last thing. Can you just say, I'm Batman and I'm in the basement for the fans at home?
I'm Batman and I'm in the basement.
Thank you so much, Kevin. I really appreciate it. Great meeting. You've been a fan forever, man. Thank you so much.
McGinnis, can you hear me? Who's that? It's Wayne.
Mr. Wayne? Where are you?
There's a radio receiver in your cowl. Now listen to me, McGinnis. I want that suit back, and I want it now.
Now's not a good time.
That suit is not yours. You had no right.
Somebody had to do something. You sure weren't about to.
I'm warning you.
Oh yeah, this is actually our second time. I met you at a rally.
I was
actually.
gonna say, how are you?
I'm
Pleasure,
good,
pleasure,
man.
pleasure.
I get to interview. It's freaking awesome.
That's
I'm
awesome.
just gonna hold this right here.
Oh,
If
okay,
you
you
want to
got it.
hold it, I don't. It doesn't matter. It's a little guy. So, Will, thank you for playing Terry McGinnis first off, and
Thank
everything.
you.
One of my favorite characters. You essentially brought a character to life that so many other people made into a fan favorite and all that kind of good stuff. What was your take to make sure that Terry stood side by side with his mentor and not been overshadowed by Batman, even if he was old enough?
I just got lucky that it comes down to writing. The writing of the show was so good that. It does hold up, and you want to make sure they really wrote it in such a way where he wasn't overshadowed by Batman or Bruce, who are two different people. So it's they did a wonderful job doing that.
Yeah. So when it comes to the potential of giving us more of the Batman universe, have you had any? Questions, rumors?
We've literally been hearing rumors. We've been hearing we're doing more since the day we ended 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So, one thing we did hear is that if the box set sells well, which is on digital on the 15th and on Blu-ray on the 29th,
Very well.
If it does sell very well, then there's a really good chance we'll do something else.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So
And
that's important.
To build off of Kevin going onto the silver screen, should I just ask you, have you been fitted for your Batman Beyond suit yet?
I have not. I have not. No. This is Kevin's baby, and deservedly so. And I don't know about you, but I cannot wait to see him finally play live action Bruce Wayne. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome.
It's going to be amazing. And last thing, I do need you to do this for me. Can, in your best Terry Batman voice, can you say "I'm Batman" for the fans?
I am Batman.
We got Batman Beyond over here, guys. Thank you so much, Will.
Thank you.
We'll take much of your time.
Appreciate
Great
it.
seeing you again,
Yeah,
actually,
you too.
as well.
Thanks, man.
Thanks so
Pleasure.
much.